Well, I guess we need to check how many people are online. And as soon as we have about 30-40%, we might start. How many people are there? Veronica, do you want to say something? We have 120 people right now. Good, let us wait for a couple more minutes. Or maybe a minute. And we can begin. Okay, let me start. Anyhow, the recording is going to be uploaded. Good day, everybody. I hope everybody feels fine today. Oh, Max is harassing me a bit. Okay, so if everything is fine, I hope that everything is fine, because it's Friday and everybody has a good mood. And we, for example, have a good weather here, plus 15 Celsius centigrade. So no winter basically. We wish you a lot of sun and kindness. So for today and for the future, as we promised, we are trying to inform you about updates every month for each team of our company, so how things are going on, etc. And we decided to diversify our formats. We prepared some questions which I'm going to answer, and I would like to remind you that your questions can be asked in the thread. Veronica already announced everything in that thread. You can write questions there. The guys are going to ask me those questions and I'm going to answer them right away. So if I don't have any answers for particular questions, then me and my team are going to prepare the answers for you and we will publish them online a bit later. Let us get down to business. In short, how things are going. I'm not going to mention the quarter or month or maybe even several years, who knows, so a bit of a history on an annual basis. So, we decided to show you what is happening in this particular format. To the left, you can see the total finances of the group. The year was finished with a revenue of about $300 million and gross profit was $55 million. If we compare year to year, then the last 6 months or 3 months are showing the following. 6 months, 31.9 of growth, and November, January plus 18.9%. In general, the year was rather successful, but history is a good thing. But what did you do for the future to have a better growth, a more rapid growth, to demonstrate a much better results compared to the last years? Because the revenue of about 300 millions and more is a complicated task. We need to know what we should do, and you know that we are changing the management system, which allows us to develop and to manage even a bigger amount of employees and projects. A bit about finances. You can ask questions anytime, so don't wait until I finish something. So any slides can be a source of questions. Let's go on. Some additional information for those who have joined the company recently, for those who might have missed some of the sessions which we had before. We launched on 2009, in the year 2009. Then we launched our first affiliate network in 2010. In 2015, we got Get Unique, the solution which allows to control the budgets for ads. Then we started looking for a systematic approach to search for new business units, new business products basically. And in 2018 we launched AdmitAd Projects, the startup studio, and here and now we have offices in 9 different countries and we have more than 11 business units. Some of them are already mature, some of them are only starting on their journey. And we really hope that they're going to provide... No, we're not hoping, we know that they will provide us some future growth. Let's go on. Here, we wanted to demonstrate the difference between the revenue from our new businesses and the partnership network. In the end of 2021, the average revenue due to the partners network was 55% of all the company revenue. So in the partner network is still growing and new products are growing even faster, which is our goal indeed, because we need to find new drivers of growth for the company. Some say that this happens every 5 years. So far it really looks like that, because if we take a look at year 2010, we opened the affiliate network and then we opened the second product, which was affecting the growth of the company. And now it's going to be interesting what was done in 2021. So far we bought the AdGoal, which was a third anchor of growth for the company. Let's see how real it is. In the average statistics will remain the same, and every 5 years we will have big projects. Hi Maxim, so this is his theory actually. Yes, and a bit about original development of AdmitAd. As I already said before, we continue growing the branch offices. We are creating the branch office in Brazil and the US. So also we started opening the branch office in Poland in order to develop in the Polish market, to be even more active, and we managed to grow by a factor of 2 in Poland without the branch office during year 2021. Which is a very significant indicator. Rebranding. In the end of the last year, we announced that we are rebranding the company, we are changing the logo, we are changing the way we position ourselves, both inside and outside. You might have seen different press releases which were mentioning the transformation of the company. We evaluated how much resources was spent to rebrand the company in order to become the multi-product company, which was about $30 million. In the following 4 or 5 years, we are going to invest up to 100 million into the future reshaping, and we are going to increase this value. We are rebranding the offices, for example, Germany. Then we are going to have the same processes in Ukraine, in Belarus, in Russia, in India, in all the branch offices. Let's go on. We launched Idea Bank for our employees, And on several occasions we mentioned that we want to create a place to gather and accumulate ideas connected to new business products as well as improving the business processes. For example, so the food, etc. So new ideas, lots of new ideas. I've looked through them already. Unfortunately, few people are using this opportunity right now, and I really hope that we will manage to achieve a possibility to translate these ideas in proper sources, proper places, because some of them are getting more personal, some are less personal, etc. I hope that you are going to use the idea bank and you are going to find it in the portal. There is the business process which is called get the idea translated, and now we are watching, looking at where they are coming, what quality of ideas is there, and how we are going to reward the people who are sharing their ideas and who are participating in the development of these ideas. That is why please share your ideas. The more ideas there are, the more opportunities there are, both for you and for the company in general. Relocation program. In the beginning of last year, we announced this. Several times I spoke about this in more details. In November, we had the first employee who moved and relocated, Maxim. In January, 2 more people moved with their families, Alexander Blachin and Robert Schultz. And during the next several months, we'll have more employees moving. And in year 2022, we're planning to finish the first team relocation. And in 2023, we're going to expand the program. We will invite both top management and middle management of the company. Thus, we hope that in 2 or 3 years, our HQ will have about 40-50 people from all over the world, which are going to be gathered from in one place. The legal infrastructure changes. As you know, many of you know already, that in the end of last year I announced that we are going to prepare the company to become public, because we want to launch IPO process for several reasons. The legal reshaping have already started. I have heard questions why we're doing things, why we're moving people from one place to another, and the answer is rather simple. So to become public. So we just have new order being established. We opened another legal entity in Russia, the Business Solutions, and started moving all the IT services which are provided by German company. Thus, we reflect that some of our employees are working for local or for German markets. The changes are going to occur even more. Don't get shocked. The idea behind it is in becoming public company. This was the short presentation, and I would like to remind you that you had this opportunity to ask several questions, and I'll be glad to answer those. If you didn't have enough time, or for some other reason you didn't know about this opportunity, you can ask your question in the thread, and I will try to answer all of your questions. Let us begin with the first questions. First one. Am I looking through the ideas of our employees which are getting into the bank of ideas? Yes, I do that. That is why sometimes I ask our internal marketing to solidify their activity and to attract you by different means in order for you to provide your ideas to us. Please don't suggest these ideas to me personally. These are the ideas for everybody, not for me personally. Lots of participants are reviewing your ideas. I'm talking about the top management and the business department responsible people. So please, we support you on that. Please offer interesting ideas. And this is not about the idea only. This is about participating in the development of the idea. And if we consider it interesting and it's going to help both the clients and the company to develop further. Why we decided to open the office in Poland? So people have been asking like another office in Poland. So no, we don't have the first office in Poland. We have people who are working in Poland, working from home, but we don't have the branch office there. Now we would like to open it. I already had an interview with a country manager who is going to open this branch office, and we are opening this office for one simple reason, because we can see that we have the market for products of the company. Here and now, we have 3 products in Poland: the affiliate network, which grew by a factor of 2 last year, monetized network, and white label. This is the reason why we're opening the branch office in Poland. Of course, we will open the branch offices in different other countries, that's for sure. This is not the end. These are just the goals for this year. What goals for next year? We will discuss that later. So as soon as we fulfill the plans for this year, because it is very important to know how to do things properly, so to want to do things properly and to do them properly. I hope I managed to answer your questions. So I'm switching between questions really fast. Are we planning to open offices in new countries? Yes, we are. After Poland, we will have other countries being developed by us, something which could be interesting for us. A little spoiler, it could be France, it could be Spain. It is very hard for me to say that these are going to be some particular countries. It's going to depend on how business units manage to develop in different countries without their branch offices. And let's not forget that we are trying to focus the business efforts, the sales team efforts, to focus on entrepreneurship and not to try to conquer the world simultaneously. This is impossible. What socially important projects are planned for this year? Okay, social projects, so this is a recurring question. As you all know, or maybe you have heard it for the first time, in 2020 we opened a foundation for support of our employees due to the relatives losing their job and due to the reasons that they needed some support, or maybe there were some complicated situations for the lives of our employees. If you have some complications or whatever, so you can go to HR department. They have the dedicated budget for that, which allows to support the employees without complicated procedures. And in many countries, in Russia and Ukraine, we have been establishing the days when we were gathering some old things and taking them to the nursery houses and to the orphanages. I hope that we're going to improve and expand these social projects, initiatives in the company. If you have any suggestions, you're welcome to go to the HR department and they will be glad to review your request, and maybe we will be able to participate in such a social project. Unfortunately, few people applied with their questions. If you didn't have a chance to ask your question, you can do it right now. If you don't have any questions, we can finish. I see that there are no new questions. I guess we can finish this broadcast then. I would like to remind you that we are going to do our best to have such a meeting on a monthly basis. You will have a chance to ask questions beforehand, during the briefing itself, and let's not forget that you can always write to me to ask questions, to discuss something. If there are some complications, you need some help, support, or whatsoever, I will do my best to help you. Okay, I thought it was a question, but no, it is not a question. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and I really hope that you are busy planning the budget, because let's not forget that the financial year starts on the 1st of April, and right now we are on the stage of planning of this year. The year planning is not just to plan some expenditures and incomes. It's about planning strategic initiatives, the goals and objectives. That is why I'm pretty confident that everybody is busy 100% of their time. We have a question here. Yeah, I'm not just sitting here in vain. So what are the conditions for relocation? How can we get to that program? The conditions for relocations are as follows. Currently, the relocation is allowed only for top management, for middle management, for N-2 leaders. The conditions are going to be created for in year 2023. So I don't know what the conditions are going to be for the middle management people. So, but as soon as we have them developed, we'll share them. Another question. I think that Dina misunderstood you a bit, so it's not going to be 450 people in Hallbrook in 2023, but only 45 people. And he is asking whether we can relocate to Munich. 40 up to 50 people during the next 2 or 3 years are going to be located in HQ in Heilbronn. The second part of the question. Is it possible to relocate to Munich? No, we don't view the relocation to Munich, so only to HQ. So the idea is to have the teamwork strengthened, to spend less time for discussions, and to spend more time to delegate the necessary performance of the tasks to a lower level. So does Dina understand right that this 18% growth from November to January was due to Shane only? Well, Shane really helped, but it wasn't the only reason. The pandemic caused lots of online procurements, and many packaging and delivery companies have been under a lot of stress. They don't manage to work perfectly well. They understood that either they're going to stop their online ads or they're going to remove their discount events, and this brings us to the following. In the period when of the maximum growth, the growth is not as big as expected. So the pandemic is very hard to forecast how exactly the month is going to show itself, because everything differs significantly. And if Europe is going to announce some different new rules on the quarantine, or something else, so it's going to complicate things. So it all depends on new waves of the quarantine measures. But yes, she indeed affect this growth, but that it was only 18%. Now, share stakeholders. When are you going to open the office in Spain? And the second question is about France. Well, we don't have even an approximate answer, but this is not going to happen this year, that's for sure. We're going to open something in Poland, that's for sure, and we're going to improve and strengthen the existing branch offices, because we have lots of different countries of our presence, but we're not earning enough from the point of view of our products. And before we're going to be refocusing and trying to chase different other countries, we need to strengthen our income in the existing ones, because every new country, from the point of view of investments, is expensive for us, as well as from the point of view of the time which is being spent, because we're talking about services which are spending their money to understand how exactly we can exist in a particular country, what legal things have to be followed, etc. That is why the new offices are going to be opened differently compared to the previous periods. Okay, another question. Natalia Binar has reformulated the question, which was asked by Dima. How Heilbronn and Munich are going to be cooperating between each other. So Munich is only operative. I don't know what's only operative, what does that mean? But if we're saying that in particular country we're going to open the office just to... So we have technical offices, we have HQ, and there are sales offices. And Munich is more of a sales office for us. So yes, this is operative side of the business. And HQ is the only type of the office. But we also have the technical offices, just being present but not developing in the market. Are you planning to open an office in France or Spain? In France or Spain there is no new structure, so and everything is being adapted to that. So the team is being redistributed between different department offices. So if the offices are going to be opened there, are we going to gather new teams there? If we are going to open things in new countries. Not if, but when. Yes, we're going to gather new teams. Now we are focusing all the teams. And next, we need to understand what country is going to be where we are opening our branch office, and what products are going to be used to enter the country. The company has new products. These products have new positions, so and they might be interesting. So is it possible to have the staff reserve, to use the staff reserve to apply for a new position? Well, to have this new position, are we talking about to be responsible for products, or just to move to a particular position? So first of all, we're talking about, do we support the exchange between the teams? That's normal for us. And if we need to have some additional knowledge for that, and this knowledge can be given only by the staff reserve, I think if we address the HR department, we can get all the answers. Yes, Alexander Kalinik, you can ask me directly and I will try to answer and to tell you what to do. Are we planning to move back to the hybrid format of the work, several days in the office? That's Alexei from Moscow. Yes, Alexei, we're planning to do that. I still support this format that the people have to be in the office. This is not about the people who have been initially hired for remote work, but as soon as the situation is going to help to return the people to the office, we're going to understand it. So right now we're doing it autonomously for the offices responsible for the country. So it's by the directors of the offices. They can return during the periods when we have this decrease of the pandemic. But if we take a look at the German practice, we are already alleviating, some European countries are alleviating the restrictions. Thus, there are no limitations to go to the office. Yes, the model of hybrid format is going to be supported by us. As soon as we have the possibility, we'll get back to it. How affiliate network is going to change due to Google Offline Steam? So what is going to be the stimulus? It's a good question. It all depends on the head of the team of the global clients and the head of the affiliate network. We do not want to create obstructions to their solution. But first of all, these are going to be the employees of the Russian and Ukrainian office. Maybe we will have new employees in this location because global team can be really huge. People can be sitting in different offices, branch offices, and operating globally. Another question, can we remain on remote work constantly? No, you cannot. No, it's just a joke. Okay, so Maxim, everything will depend on the functions which an employee is responsible for. It's going to depend on the head, what view they have. If the head of the department wants the employees to be close by for some reason, then that's it's going to be. We're not going to be against their decision, but we don't want to move everybody to remote offices, to their home offices. Where can we see the ideas on our ideas, on which have been developed for our ideas and projects? So honestly, I feel rather embarrassed for that. So are you joking right now? It feels like you are joking. Well, to be honest, okay, so Portals has a special group and all the ideas are going there. If you don't have access, please reach out to the common team and you will get the access to look through the ideas and to speak to the people who have suggested these ideas. Okay, several questions from the forum. Let me ask the questions from there and we will get back to thread. Okay, relocation. Who are the middle management? Middle management are the people. These are the team leads, the heads of the teams, and these heads of the teams are Al-2 level. And is it possible to relocate to other offices for regular people to different regions? No, we are not supporting these relocations. You can do it, but in this particular case, some compensations from the company are not going to be provided. For now. Another question, which is more of a confirmation on something, development of corporate culture in the pandemic. If you want to ask a question on this topic, please add up to it in the thread, because there is nothing to say right now. Going back to thread, will it be possible for the global team to have employees in different offices in different countries? Well, judging by your answer, yes. Of course, this decision should be made by the people responsible for global teams. And Merch Admits ads are going to be distributed, sold, or how is it going to be sent? Yeah, the merchandise will be provided to our employees, to their families, within the nearest future. Thank you for reminding me. I'll make sure that all offices should receive this merchandise in sufficient amount, both for the employees and for their families. Give us back the breakfasts. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Give us back the breakfasts. Where? Where should we give them back? In what country? It's from Moscow. Go to your responsible office. As soon as we get back to hybrid model, the breakfasts are going to be returned. So we are working from home, and we are not giving you back the breakfast. I hope that people are feeding you at home. Okay, the merchandise is from the old people who have problems with their merchandise. Is it possible to move the contract to part-time? I think it's not Alexander who should hear these questions, but it's your local HR who should hear it. Yes, and let's not forget that HR is the service which helps you to process everything, but only your head is going to help you to make this decision. Not me, not HR department, but your direct manager. We have questions from the forum. Can we have more transparent information about the ideas? Is there some monetary thank you for the ideas? No, nothing monetary right now, as I already said. There are non-monetary ones, a chance to participate or to become a leader of the idea and some idea. So if it's a business idea, then, and we support this business idea, then welcome. Go to the incubator and try to launch it yourselves with all the possible tools. This is a chance to become an entrepreneur. You will get a budget of $30,000 to try to check your idea. And after that you will get some more budget, $100,000, to scale it up, to do even more for that. That's your opportunity. And this is basically the support we are providing. That's the ideas about the new business products, which can be suggested by the company. And another little remark. We have the ideas, so review the ideas, only those which can actually earn about 5 million revenue net during the next year, in 4 years max. So, if your idea is not capable of giving such an income to the company in the countries where we have branch offices in such volume, we're not going to review it at all. So maybe you are just not viewing your idea properly. So all the other ideas on improving the business process or something else. So some things like the business processes, if they're going to help to reduce the time for some teams to do some processes or whatever other reason. So I'm pretty sure that the owners of these business processes are not going to leave you behind. So, and you are not going to waste your time in vain. And you're going to be rewarded somehow. But to have some reward transparently described, no, it doesn't exist, because we need to understand all the iterations, to understand what types of ideas we have. Are they the business ideas, or is it just return, give us back the breakfasts, or change yogurts of this manufacturer to that manufacturer? So these are not the ideas, these are just requests, some pleas. If it's a business idea, then the reward is one thing. So you can become an entrepreneur. You get the budget, you get investments into your startup. The way I see it, this is the best reward, and nothing else is needed to me personally, for example. So if you think that you can say, okay, let's make this product, and somebody else is going to develop this product instead of you, so no, this is not something we are going to do. Any idea has to be implemented by the person who actually initiated it. You lived through this moment, you somehow got to it, your ideas brought you to creating such a thing. That is why you lived through this idea with a longer period of time than anybody else. That is why implementation of this idea is upon your shoulders as well. We'll give you the money. Okay, looks like no more questions. Oh, no, there are. Yes, there is a question from the forum. Why Admitad wants to go to IPO? Okay, forum. Why we need to go to IPO? Let me try to answer. First of all, IPO is going to allow us to do the following. We will manage to procure companies and products on a monetary basis and on the shares basis, which is done by all the biggest companies. And if you take a look at big deals, when somebody wants to buy somebody for 60 billions in a monetary equivalent, they are usually not doing it so. So usually it's the shares. We want to expand our capabilities. So why do the companies actually attract overdraft from the bank? Why they attract the loans and credits? It's all done to expand our capabilities. So right now we are buying the companies, the new products, only using the cash. We want to expand our capabilities. This is the first important thing. Another important thing is understanding that the IT market where we are is currently developing very fast, and it's moving even faster now thanks to pandemic. If we take a look at the market practice, American practice, European practice, here we can see the middle management or top management and other senior employees getting options for the same reason, because the employee has a particular reward. You can reward them in cash, you can reward them with shares. Public companies are capable of having ground for the value of what is given to the employees. Because if you are not public, so it is very hard to prove that what you are giving really costs this much. This is another important thing. And another important thing is respecting the market. This is the next stage of the development for the company. This is completely different things which we will have to do. And these are absolutely new opportunities for the company. These are the main things why exactly we want the company to become public. I really hope I managed to answer your question. Okay, and chaser questions. What are the criteria due to which the people are getting the options? So currently we are continuing to work in the field of processing everything, and it is very hard to process the options and contracts because in Germany everything happens through a notary office with lots of papers, etc. Currently, we've went through iteration. The top managers and middle managers have went this iteration. The program is going to be expanded, and both the middle management and everybody else are going to have this capability to participate in this program. There is no particular clear list of people who are able to participate or who are not. There is the understanding that there is the price of an employee that is in Mediana. If we do understand that we can hold this employee due to some monetary reason, then we're going to hold them like that. If we do understand that in the market this employee might cost more, we're going to use the option model as well. But this is not about holding the employees in the company only. This is also a possibility to have a better reward for them in the future, because this is a great piece, great thing which is given to the employee and which is given back to us because they invest into us and they believe into us. They believe that the company is going to be successful. Okay, next question. Are we going to implement the semi-annual and annual cross-reviews for the employees? Let me comment on that. We are already testing this practice in one of our offices, and it feels like it is rather efficient. That is why we can actually scale it up for half a year or a year for the whole company. Another question. So the staff reserve exists for half a year. Are there any cases that the employees are actually growing? And let me comment on that. 5 people are. 4 are already moving to another positions, and starting from March, the 5th is going to move to a next position as well. So yes. And if we talk about this staff reserve, I would like to mention another thing. So far, the requirement and demand in the staff reserve is much higher than the amount of people which are there. That is why, if you haven't applied, if you haven't sent your resume to this staff reserve, please do that. If not now, then yes, in May we're going to launch another ad campaign to choose people to the staff reserve, and you will have a chance to go there to get there. Another question: is Admitted looking through other sides of the business, for example, biometrics and machine vision, etc. So yes, Dmitry, business units are developing. So how exactly the affiliate network is developing? Its development is opening a new country. So to start earning in Poland, for example. What entrepreneurship exists in Poland in the business of the affiliate network? Its entrepreneurship is opening new segments of finances, e-commerce, travel, etc. And the responsible for the affiliate service, which is a part of the business units of the affiliate network. So what is entrepreneurship there? It's about creating new business units, new products, based on the demands of the client. And what you are saying, this is not a strategic field of the company development. This is more of a gamble. We're trying to do that, and we have been doing it for several years already. We have been supporting various startups in various fields, and sometimes, and rather often, it's not about performance of the marketing, which was the basis usually. CheckScan, for example, which was procured recently, is not about performance marketing, for example. So if there are interesting startups in particular field and area, so you can just send them to Startup Studio. These guys are going to look through those, speak to the teams, and if we see that it has some future, we'll be glad to support it. Because you know it well, that right now the time is very complicated, because the company might be working in the agriculture and launch the driverless cars. So is there a strategy? Are there some tools or strategy to choose the next big products that can be trendy? There are lots of questions that we need to answer before we make a decision what startup should be supported and which not. But of course, we're doing our best, because we also have the vision and the mission, which is also mentioned. So, and they are not devoted to marketing in full. Okay, next question. How exactly are we going to develop the corporate social responsibility, and how CEO does see it? I give the corporate and social responsibility to CHRO, and I'm ready to support the ideas given by our main HR, Liza Orlova. Natalia, write to us, we'll discuss it. Are we planning to develop the Admitad Academy and investments into the development and training of the employees to attract the third-party educational departments for the training? I think this is a question to me. Okay, development of Admitad Academy is going on. We are concentrating on developing new courses for different business units. If you have noticed, this was more of a training global for everybody, and right now we have subdivisions, and depending on business unit. And now the task of the Admitad of Academy was attempting to move to a new platform, and after that we'll try to upload new courses. If there are some ideas about the grants, so please go to the head of Admitad Academy or to TNDIC. So Marina Veselovskaya or Polyandros. The next question and the answer. We have a startup studio, and where can we find out more? And Maxim Volokov sends the information about where we can find out more. So I think no comments here. Okay, let me have some comments here. Yes, we do have startup studio. Let me remind you that why it actually appeared. In year 2013, we started checking whether we should launch new products, because we understood that we can develop by two ways. We can open new countries for the affiliate network, or we can launch new products. Basically, we started to open new countries in 2013, but we decided that it is not enough. We need to open new products as well. So we started testing. We started to attempt to launch new products. And these attempts sometimes cost a lot. Of course, this wasn't the exactly proper format, not the approach of Silicon Valley, let's say. Then the ideas which we tried to launch cost a lot, quite often, because we didn't have the proper approach. But in the year 2015 we managed to launch something. How much money was spent for previous tests, I cannot even recall, and it's even scary to look there. But after year 2015 we tried to launch the products even more. And some of them were so expensive. So you'd understand the 3 ideas were checked and it cost you $2 million. Is it okay? No, that's not exactly okay. That is why in year 2018 Maxim Volokov opened the startup studio. It was autonomous in full, which had a separate office, and the management was separate, so all the business processes, all the responsible people were separate. This allowed to accumulate the knowledge during the next 3 years, to understand how to check. So it's the check which is important, to check things before we build something. Not spending $1 million like before, but spending $30,000. This is how it started. The startup studio appeared, we started checking the system and the ideas and theories and understanding whether the market is big enough for the company of our size, or 2 rubles and goodbye. We don't want to do this, because this doesn't lead us anywhere. But in year 2021, in the end, we decided that Startup Studio should become the part of Admitas company, and in general, it should move and push the whole company and adjust the business processes for them to reflect the wishes of people and employees, and to give chance for all the employees on any level to suggest and start to suggest their ideas and start doing entrepreneurship. And 2 more questions from forum. What will happen to the employees who haven't passed the interview for new position? So global team actually suggests only 2 or 3 positions. So it means that people who are not passing are going to be fired, or what? Елизавета? Well, the process is not finished. We still form the global client team. That is why I think that we will try to find positions for all the employees which we have in our team. Well, this is a standard procedure. We are going to open and close new projects and new teams, etc., and that is okay. We have been doing it rather seldom, and this is a bad thing. We didn't reflect our entrepreneurship, we didn't create the teams and the pools of entrepreneurs in the teams, and our team doesn't understand things properly. So, and it means that if they have been doing entrepreneurship and trying to launch a new country, so it means that they might have been doing things differently. So, and some segment might reform and deform, so that is proper, that's okay. Should the people leave the company? No, they shouldn't. Go to HR. We have about 50 public positions, and there are non-public positions as well, because the position becomes public when we cannot find an employee inside the company. That is why I wouldn't be too concerned about it. Quite often, the problem is not about the absence of work, it's about the absence of people who might do it. And there are lots of projects, on the other hand. Several more questions. Is it real to have the payments in dollars in Russian? No, there is legislation. There is legislation which makes us pay in the currency of the country. As it was said in the press release, so we are focusing on the business partnership affiliate networks, and we're building the partners network. So, and how exactly the change in the affiliate marketing and the ecosystem might affect our company. For example, the future without boredom. If the current practice of the affiliate marketing is not going to work on a similar basis and bring the same income, how do you see the other departments which are working in different ways? So many questions in one question. Okay, let me be concise. So, life without boredom. Yes, we need to rebuild ourselves, just like any other IT company, which so life without KUKA. So is it going to kill us? No, it's not going to kill us. So there are different technologies which allow to consider all of these actions. There was another part of the question which I think I missed. Yeah, there were lots of those. Okay, let's go to the next one. We are almost out of time. When the affiliate report 2021 will be available? Good question. Ask the affiliate team when they will have it available. I don't know. Is Admitap planning to launch its app, mobile app for publishers? This is something which is asked by the publishers sometimes. No, we are not planning to do that. But this way or another, we can also ask the affiliate network, Anna Giderim, whether she wants to offer her publishers the mobile app. I think that it makes no sense. It's just a waste of time. Yes, they requested, but for what reason? We had the mobile app, which we had to close, because everything they wanted was to use the support, to look through the statistics, and to just get the money out. This could be done without the app. So you can just use the website on your phone. I think it's quite enough. But it all depends on the decision of Anna Giderim. If she wants to offer such a product, then it's her decision. It's up to her. Two more questions. Will the employee from Poland be relocated to Poland after the opening of the branch office? If there will be the business requirement, then we are going to pay for relocation. If it's only a wish and not a business requirement, then it's up to them. So all the expenses will be on them. It's up to you. And the last question, and I suggest to finish philosophically. How do you see Admitad in 10 years? How do I see Admitad in 10 years? Well, let me start with the following. I believe I want the company to be public in 10 years, for the company to have about 10,000 employees, for the company to have capitalization of about 20-30 billion. What is it going to do? It's going to provide various services, not only the IT services. I'm really open to working in the field of driverless planes, cars, vehicles, whatever. It all depends on Maxim Volokhov, whether he has enough fantasy and ideas and inspiration, and whether we manage to find new trendy products. The most important for them to be legal, for them to help our clients or users. That's it, I think. That's the main idea. Thank you for being very active, asking questions. I hope I managed to answer your questions most clearly and transparently. And if I couldn't answer some of them, so I think about 2 answers have been rather big, so you can resend them again, and I will try to answer it in more details later, because there were lots of very interesting details, which I think we can dwell on. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and healthy. I love you all. Hugs and kisses, and bye.